everybody, and welcome to Rise of the Podcast. I am Jeremy.
I'm Kara.
And I'm disappointed in myself because something didn't trigger correctly.
No, what didn't trigger correctly, Chris?
Oh, never mind. There it is. It finally showed up.
Our tags.
It's just an aggressive delay.
And I'm Brownie. I must have mistimed it somehow, but hey, it's doing all the automatic things I wanted it to do.
It works.
Ryan.
Don't you cheer for that man. He is the worst.
Him and I have been playing Ninja Turtles together.
Have you really?
No.
I was
I'm
gonna
just
say.
trying to get him in trouble.
Okay, really quick. Jeremy and I were just arguing about this. Is the saying loose lips sink ships or loose lips might sink ships?
So, which one are you saying?
I'm not saying.
All right, hold on. Let's before we discuss it at all, let's do a poll.
The original saying.
No, the original saying or the saying that everybody says?
The original saying.
Well, the original saying is probably a 4-paragraph long thing being
No.
Once out on the sea, you
It's
might
one of
find
those two.
that if your lips become loose, it could potentially cause the loss of thine ship.
The saying did come from World War II. Just saying.
No, Kara, it's a propaganda poster.
You are a propaganda poster.
Hey, Cam, welcome
What's up, Cam?
to the
Cam,
stream.
you would know.
Cam agrees with me. He said loose
Lips sink ships. That's the pattern. Loose lips sink ships.
It's loose lips might sink ships.
I don't care. That's
Kara's
wrong.
so 100%.
I am. We went to the National World War II Museum in New Orleans back in 2019, and I got postcards of the original.
military.
I don't care. You're not in the Navy, so shut up.
Something.
No, it is loose lips might sink ships. We have an exact replica. Boom! Suck it.
But the title of the article
It's
is Loose
Wikipedia.
Lips Sink Ship. Okay, fine. Then you don't get to count the picture then either.
But that's an original picture.
Loose lips sink ships is an American idiom meaning beware of unguarded talk. It originated in propaganda posters. It was created by the War Advertising Council and used on posters. Blah, 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 blah. Does it say anything about it switching? Blah, blah, blah. The thing is, I'm trying to think of literally anything else where it's become corrupted over time.
Berenstein Bears.
What?
The Berenstein Bears.
That's not
That's the
same.
Mandela effect.
The Barbra Streisand effect.
No, that's a totally different thing.
Oh.
That's when you don't want somebody to talk about something and you aggressively tell them not to talk about it and it makes them talk about it more.
Well, that's why by yeeting might in there, I'm not going to listen to that if I was in the military.
So so here's the thing. A million advertisers can come up with as many slogans as they want. People will find a more effective way to say it.
It is more effective to say loose lips sink ships, yes. But
The
the
little
poster
might.
originally said loose lips might sink ships.
People have this infatuation with the way that it used to be or the original way. So I feel like we as a species like to look back on things nostalgically, but we live in the time where everything that has been broken that we can fix up to this point has been fixed. We're progressing. We're in the best possible version of time that we can be in right now, right? Things have only ever been worse in the past. So it's just because something just like mom used to make. Well, maybe mom wasn't a great cook, or that old style recipe. Yeah, when they used to put opium in everything. So it's just because it's old, just because it's old doesn't mean that it's good.
I never said it was the best. I never said it was good. I said what was the original.
Okay, well,
if you just Google though, loose lips sink ships, I want to see images and see if there's versions of the poster.
I doubt it, but hold on. Loose lips sink ships. Should I just put in poster?
Yes.
Here's an edited one. You can tell because there's a giant space.
But you didn't make it. That's the key.
What?
There's also the someone talked poster. That's the sequel poster to Loose Lips Sink Ships. Someone talked.
Yeah, but it's might. Somebody should change that to somebody maybe talked. That's why the might.
I think they just changed the exclamation point to a question mark.
Right?
Someone talked?
No,
Yeah, or if they could put glove, got sunk.
They still put those up around the squadron today.
Do they really?
Yes, because Facebook and Instagram.
I suppose.
Yep.
Yeah, I got yelled at because I said Jeremy was coming home in 2018. And they said he was coming home in July, and they're like, you can't say that. You can say how long he's been gone. He's going to be. No. I couldn't say how long it'd been. I could only say what month he was coming back. And it's like, same difference. Come on.
Yeah, well, people are incapable of doing math, so.
Yeah, well, you know. Anyway.
Yep. I got my grandstanding out of the way for the day. All right, so let's talk about Kenobi, because I said that we're talking about Kenobi spoilers.
Kenobi.
Okay, guys.
So, heads up, if you haven't watched Kenobi, it's spoiler time.
Spoilers.
Cam, have you watched Kenobi? Let's see if he writes back. We added a couple new Legos just for today.
I built 1.5 of them.
1 and a 4th.
1.5.
I did
literally
1, 2, and 3.
No, you dumped out 3 and then you left to go and do whatever. Chris, back me up on this one.
You dumped out 3 and walked out to my car.
No.
Boom.
I still did 1.5.
You did a half.
No, I did more than a half. Anyways, the
No,
helmet
you did half. It was 4 bags. You did half of it.
Yeah. The helmet was really fun. And then the Mando Starfighter.
Yep.
Where's
So,
our
what the
Razor Crest?
heck?
What?
Where's our Razor Crest at?
I don't know. Probably down.
It's up there somewhere.
You're not going to go dig for it.
So
I'm
the
not.
freaking drop thing. So the droid dropped and it landed and it gave me a score, but it's not showing up on the stupid screen.
What? Let me try.
Well, somebody else redeemed a drop too, didn't they, or no?
No. Hey, welcome to the stream, Kara.
Thanks. Hey.
All right, Jeremy, what did you think of the last episode of Kenobi?
I liked literally everything about it. Like, there's minutia we can get into, or maybe we'll get into in a little bit. But I legitimately really enjoyed the episode.
So it worked for Cam.
How's he gonna
course
do?
it works for Cam.
Is he gonna hit? He's gonna hit.
And he's in. Why didn't mine work?
Good question.
It's a huge delay.
But I
Well, no,
did mine.
she did it before him.
Yeah. Oh, well. Anyway. Kenobi.
Ow, you
Go.
hurt my leg. Of course, Ryan would drop the butt.
And the butt might
No.
possibly.
It's
No.
gonna be
No,
No, it's going to be short, yeah.
It doesn't have enough forward momentum. It hasn't watched Top Gun. It doesn't want to be.
What it needs to do is give out one massive fart, and it would move.
It was pointed the right way.
It was pointed the right way for a fart to push it the rest of the way in.
That's super awesome. Anyways, okay, so
Chris is like,
I just
what
want to
is-
get the Kenobi stuff out of the way so people that are trying to not get spoiled can join us again.
Sorry.
That's
Okay.
true.
Kenobi. Let's do it.
So, I absolutely loved the fight scene between Anakin, or Anakin and Obi-Wan. We'll say Anakin. It was just so good. We got to see his fighting style, his classic signature pose, the sweet comeback. Star Wars isn't Star Wars without chucking rocks. That part was all just unfathomably incredible.
Yep.
And then it resolved the guilt from Obi-Wan and allowed him to have mental clarity to then like move forward from this incident.
I think it was pretty powerful in a way when he no longer referred to him as Anakin and he literally said goodbye, Darth.
Yep.
Like
But
he knew Anakin was gone.
That does make it fun for when he's on the ship and he's like, only a master of evil, Darth.
Yeah.
And then we had Reva.
Reva.
So she shows up, right? And she
Third
realizes
sister.
in the
Yeah.
5th episode that Anakin has a son. So she goes to try to kill him to get her revenge that way since she got
Because
beat
Anakin.
bad.
Well, I think it was because Anakin killed all of her friends because that was her flashback every single time.
Right.
Maybe.
And but she got beat trying to kill Vader
Yeah.
in the 5th episode.
It wasn't even close.
It wasn't
Oh
even
yeah, no.
close.
Like somebody was commenting, they're like, Vader literally beat her with his hands. She had a lightsaber, and he's like, nope.
So
You
what you're
know.
saying is Vader's good at beating it with his hands.
Oh my gosh,
You,
Jeremy, we're a family-friendly show here.
he beat Reva with his hands. Mm-hmm. I didn't do anything. Anyways, so here's what I liked about it. It gave us two things. She got a redemption arc, which I actually enjoyed. Like, I'm not against in any form or fashion. And I really liked the ferocity of which Beru and Owen protected Luke.
Yeah.
Like, being able to see how much they like loved him made it feel like he was just as well taken care of on Tatooine as Leia was on Alderaan.
Yeah. I think it's Owen like realized how much he actually did love Luke in that point too. You know, because like I feel like throughout the whole entire thing, he did see him like as this maybe burden, but when Luke was actually being threatened, that's when he was like, "Oh, no." Like,
what's the line he says? He says something like, he's like, "You protect him like your own." He's like, "He is my own," or whatever.
Yeah. And I told Jeremy, I was like, "Here's the thing: if you raise a human from newborn, that is." You may not have carried him for 9 months and birthed him, but that child is essentially yours. You raised him, you fed him, took care of him, you know.
You bent over backwards to give him that blue milk.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if you said it, Chris, or if Kara said it when we were talking after the fact, but it also goes to show maybe that's why they got burnt when the stormtroopers showed up in A New Hope.
They wouldn't.
Because of they also probably fought for Luke at that point too.
Well, there were people that were complaining. They're like, "Oh, these guys just got smoked by the stormtroopers, but they have the guts to stand up to a freaking Sith fighter, basically."
She literally didn't care about Owen and Beru.
Well, the point being, it's like if they were willing to stand up to her, they're willing to stand up to anybody to protect him, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Up into including the point where they get charred alive.
Right.
Yes.
Well, and here's the thing. Like, people are, they stood up to the stormtroopers. One Sith or third sister, that's a little easier handled, I guess. But if there's multiple stormtroopers, they can't deflect blaster bolts and stuff like that. Of course they're going to die.
Yeah.
Compared to fighting.
Well, then again, like you said, like she wasn't actually even after them either.
No, she was completely after Luke.
Well, not to mention too, she got, a hole in her belly. So that can't feel good.
True. Yep.
That's got to take some energy.
It didn't stop Adam Driver. It did stop Han Solo.
It did.
We were talking today at our Jeremy's birthday was last month. Mine was on Wednesday. This past Wednesday? Yeah, this past. Yes.
Yeah, 'cause you got your
it was
crumble
this
cookie.
past Wednesday. And so we celebrated today both of our birthdays. Anyways, we were talking and Jeremy was like, Qui-Gon has to feel ripped off. Like, Darth Maul gets chopped in two. Then you have, who was it? Reva gets stabbed in the stomach, comes back. Palpatine gets shocked to death and sent down the whatever, dies.
And Adam Driver got stabbed by Rey, but she healed him, I guess. But
That's true. There was somebody else that got stabbed. Oh, Grand Inquisitor gets stabbed, comes back. Qui-Gon gets stabbed, dies. That's it.
maybe he was so excited about being a Force ghost. He's like, yes!
I'm dead!
Well, so the thing is, he didn't even disappear right away.
No.
They didn't even show
burned
him disappearing.
They burned him. There was a scene of them burning him on Naboo, wasn't it?
So that makes me think that you don't necessarily need to do all of your Force Ghost training on the mortal plane.
Right. And
and that's the only redeemable reason why I think that, like, Princess Leia and Anakin at the very end and everything are able to Force Ghost.
Yeah.
There's no way Leia was Force Ghost training. There's no way.
No.
Right.
Right.
Well, and then that helps explain Anakin coming back. But I think Qui-Gon, if I remember the arc correctly, he might have learned some of it after he was dead or something like that. Because he does reach out to Yoda.
Yeah, Yoda goes into that spirit plane or whatever. And he
the end
learns
of
about
was it end of season 6 of Clone Wars, was it?
something like that.
Well, here's what else got me excited. And I'm envious of Dave, okay? So Dave watched Kenobi with his daughter. Now, she's been liking Star Wars. But after Kenobi, he wants to do a in-universe timeline watch-through of it. Starting with episode 1 with his daughter, going to 2, then all of Clone Wars in the correct order,
Dang.
then 3, and then it would technically could be...
Is it Rebels?
No, it would probably be Kenobi and or Solo, somewhere in there, and Rebels. We got to figure out the timeline on that. Those 3 things happen. And I found something out, guys.
What?
David has never seen Solo.
What?
And guys, give me the
David,
close-up.
shame on you.
Huge close-up. No, far away. Leave it where it is for Kara's reaction. Kara, he's never seen Rogue One.
You're dead. You are dead to me. I don't know you.
He's never seen Rogue One, so he goes...
How? That's like one of the best movies in the Disney world.
taking
It
over.
is.
Yeah.
It is the best movie in the Disney since Disney took over. It is the best Star Wars movie since Disney.
So I've seen Rogue One and Solo precisely one time each.
Rogue One's so good.
Rogue One is.
I mean,
really
I enjoyed both of them, but like I definitely think that Solo got the voted with your dollar down because of the response to Episode 8.
Yep.
Well, I think part of what screwed them over too was when Howard came in. What's his name? Played Opie and Andy Griffith's show.
Ron Howard.
Yeah, when he wasn't it when he came in? He came in like halfway through.
Yeah.
So then they had to like redo. He was like, nope, I don't want any of the stuff you guys already did. So then they had to go back, redo everything, and continue on. And so that ended up jacking up their budget like
release.
way over. And then because
that's if you're gonna fire your director halfway through making a movie, that's on you. That's not on Ron Howard.
But I know. But I'm saying because he came in halfway through, and then. Because everybody was so mad about, was it The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
Because everybody was so mad about Last Jedi, that was a double whammy on them because there's no way they could recoup what they had already made.
Oh, so Kara's saying
or what they'd already budgeted.
People were nervous because of the director change halfway through.
No, they were mad because of The Last Jedi.
Yeah, she's saying the viewing audience was mad because of Last Jedi, so they didn't watch Solo on the principle of being angry at that movie.
And then the
in
budget
addition
was
to
already
that, the
way
movie was
over.
more expensive than it should have been because of the director change.
And so because they lost so much money on it, they didn't want to do a second one.
So Disney, in reaction to their own mistake of switching directors halfway through and making a bad movie so that people didn't want to see your next movie, we're not doing stories anymore because they're not profitable. But it very easily could have been profitable had they not made a series of bad choices.
Well, with how they ended Solo, I would have watched the heck out of Solo 2.
So here's the thing, just do it as like. So it seems like they're doing all the stories as series now, which I'm totally fine with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just
you get more content.
Just do Maul.
Do Crimson Dawn. Call it Crimson Dawn.
Or you could call it Maul.
Maul would be cool.
Well, so here's the thing: is he alive by the time of Book of Boba Fett?
No.
Obi-Wan's quite old when he dies.
He dies between episodes 3 and 4.
Okay.
Again? Yes.
So the final... You haven't watched Rebels.
No.
The final scene in Rebels, how many years takes place from the beginning of that episode to the end of the episode?
It's a lot, because it's after Return of the Jedi.
So that last scene would probably... Like Solo and all that stuff would probably be in there too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
No, Rebels has... The season finale of Rebels starts before episode 4 movie and ends after probably even Mando.
So the Ahsoka series is going to pick up from the end of Rebels and continue that, how it ended, and continue that on.
Interesting.
And
Okay.
I'm stoked for it. I am, like, they've already confirmed. I think they've confirmed some of the characters.
After it's done now, though, I was like more hyped for Kenobi than I am gonna be for Ahsoka.
Well, Kenobi's Kenobi. Let's be real. Just saying.
So yeah,
I mean, I'm about even on them. Like, so the thing is, like, I keep my expectations low so I can be impressed on average. So the general, I don't know if you guys have looked at reviews of Kenobi or anything. Like, so like, out of 10, what score would you? So like, are we gonna say, like, just for the sake of establishing our scale, like Mando's like 10? Out of 10?
I wouldn't even say Mando's 10 out of 10. I'd say like...
Well, what sets the bar at 10? Something has to be the highest score. You say like Empire Strikes Back is 10 then, or A New Hope is 10? Like one of the things has to be the highest Star Wars score. Just for the sake of having the bar.
I'd say A New Hope.
So if A New Hope is 10, so what's Mando then?
A 9.
So what would you grade Book of Boba Fett?
6.
And then what would you grade Kenobi?
A 9 or a 9.01.
You're saying that Kenobi was? I don't think it was anywhere close to as good as A New Hope.
No, but like I'm saying it's better than Mando. That's why I'm trying not to put Mando at 10.
Okay. Oh, you think it's? I don't think it's better than Mando either.
If I had to have a story get erased, like if one didn't exist, I would prefer Mando disappear rather than lose what I got with Kenobi.
Interesting. See, I feel like we didn't really get all of. This isn't me trying to smack talk Kenobi, but I feel like the stories were inherently more interesting in Mandalorian across the board than we got granular detail that I like, and we've had this conversation before. I don't think that we need to dive into super small detail on things. That's just my personal whatever. Yeah. Whereas we got overarching more world with Mandalorian.
Well, and Mando, every episode was really good. Every episode was solid. Kenobi didn't catch his feet until episode 4. But
so would you say episode 4, 5, and 6 were then the 9.01?
In my mind, I'm doing opposite. I'm doing something which one am I glad exists?
Yeah,
more?
No, and I get that. That makes sense. So because the characters probably mean more to you, it's more it's more foundational to your experience to have that information than to have what you got from Mando. Totally fair.
I would
sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's just the 6 was just. It could have been a movie in and of itself.
Oh, yeah. 6 was incredible. If we're just scoring their episodes, 6 was a 9.9.
Yeah, 6 was really good because it gave me the classic, the amount of scenes we've seen with the Star Destroyer, just the Vader that we got in that episode. It just was, it was really did it for me watching it. The next, I would say episode 6 of Kenobi, then the next favorite episode for me is the end of season 2 of Mando is my next then favorite Star Wars content.
Okay.
And it is major
Dave.
fan service. Oh, we're just talking about Dave. It is major
Dave,
fan
you're dead
service.
to me. You are.
No, it's a good thing. This made him want to go watch Solo and Rogue One.
So
those movies have been out for a few years now.
Yeah, but if it doesn't impact your enjoyment of the series, then But so the reason I ask how you scored is most people on average score it higher than Book of Boba Fett, but lower than Mandalorian.
Mando is just time breaking because they nailed it. When it was new, you get a new character. There's no bounds that they have to operate in. Kenobi is clearly having to operate in this slice of story.
Yes, and that's the hard thing about doing prequel stuff is you have to thread this needle or just completely decide that you're going to destroy continuity for something later. And you had mentioned about how you were. This is just a me opinion thing too, and then I want to get back to the point I was making. But you were happy that he just basically gave up on him. I don't want to say gave up, but what I mean. It's he had that catharsis of okay, you're Vader now, Anakin's dead or whatever.
Yep.
It's such an important part to me in Return of the Jedi that he says Obi-Wan once thought as you do that there's still light in Vader.
Yeah.
That if the complete opposite, I feel he can be absolved of his guilt, being okay, you're Vader now. He's but I was waiting for the part where he's there's still hope for you or something, or I know that we whatever because there's at no point and I understand that it's for some people a throwaway line in Return of the Jedi. When he's escorting Luke to the transport ship to go up to the Death Star off of the Endor or the forest moon of Endor or whatever. But it's he in that moment, I feel he's not saying there's no hope for me. I feel the light side of him is saying the door is cracked open a little bit.
Yeah.
So Obi-Wan, who knew him better than literally anybody else in the universe, said that I could be redeemed, right? So it's and I'm sure I'm reading subtext into it, of course, but it's I feel it could be interpreted in a sense that it's not doors shut off, don't even bother trying. It's the person who knew me the best also thought that I could be saved, so let's see what you got, type of thing. So anyway, so that was kind of that. I had an opposite reaction, which is the interesting thing about media in general. Is we can say the same thing and have two completely different whatevers, but so. I'm wondering if, ranking wise, if it might be worth just treating the series as an installment, right? So however many seasons of whatever. So it's you have your nine films, and then Clone Wars, Rebels, Resistance, Mando, Book of Boba Fett. I'm gonna run out of Rogue One, Solo. Am I missing one of them? Anyway, just you do the tier list based on those proper the titles basically, and see where the stuff shakes out on there. Because I'm almost willing to guarantee the 7, 8, and 9 fill out the last 3 slots for basically everybody.
Right.
And 4, 5, and 6 are going to be among the top 3. But so I would put Mandalorian above episode 6 for me. I think like I'm just trying to just like off the top of my head, I think it goes like 4, 5, Mando, 6, 3. Then probably Kenobi. 2, Book of Boba Fett. 1, 7, 8, 9, and then Star Wars or Solo and
Rogue One somewhere
Rogue One fit in. Oh man, and then I forgot Clone. So that's what we have to. We should just maybe next week we'll get the tier list thing made up and we'll actually do it.
Yeah.
And we can come to sort of a consensus between the 3 of us instead of going through all of our individual ones.
Yeah.
But something kind of like that is sort of where I'm at with it. So it's like 1,000 words to say it's middle of the road for me.
Right. Anything like. It was funny to me because Kara's brother mentioned giving credit to Mando to Jon Favreau, but in my mind, I give it credit to Dave Filoni. Mm-hmm. And I feel like anything Dave Filoni touches is fantastic because he was involved with the beginning of Avatar, and then, of course, so much of Clone Wars, and creating one of the most, I don't know, newly loved characters. You go back and talk to anybody probably like over age 30, and they're going to like Luke or Vader or, Obi-Wan. Under age 30, it's practically Ahsoka. Like everybody loves Ahsoka, and that is Dave Filoni's character.
100%.
So why are you not giving Jon Favreau any credit for this?
No, Kara's brother was like, Mando was so good because of Jon Favreau.
I see. Well, I think it's so good because of the 2 of them.
I think as a duo, they do make an excellent.
But I agree that like Dave Filoni has a winning streak going right now that's pretty impressive.
It's pretty
100%.
impressive. Everything and which is interesting because he didn't have anything to do with Obi-Wan. He didn't have anything to do with Kenobi.
That was all Deborah Chow, wasn't it?
All Deborah Chow. She was responsible for all 6 episodes. Anyways.
Which, I mean, you could kind of feel because it was in my mind, it was very streamlined. There was one idea throughout the whole entire thing. It wasn't like kind of all over the place.
Yeah. Which, like, so I would say that, like, I would take that and, like, so, like, let's take the quality level of that. If we would have just applied that to 7, 8, 9, they would easily be as good as the prequels.
Yeah.
That was a big thing for me was when I saw 7. 7 was a good movie. Like, I got excited for 7. I
felt like it set a line that it retroactively got made worse by 8 and 9 for me.
I know.
Yes.
It's true. But I can remember how I felt going in and watching 7. And when Han and Chewie, that ship's garbage.
Man, I cried when Han and Chewie stepped on the Falcon. We're like, we're home. Yeah.
And then even, like Maz with whatever, seeing Luke's
love
lightsaber.
Maz. Come on.
All of those things really, did it for me. But the feeling I got after watching 6 was more hype than 7.
Yeah.
And so what that did for me was just that was like when I was going into 8, I was hoping for at least that same level. And so I got this like, kick butt moment when I saw 7 and I got walked out of 7. Mm-hmm. And I've been chasing that like Star Wars high ever since. Episode 6 of Kenobi did that for me, but that's what I was looking forward to in 8 and 9, and I didn't get at all. Like, I remember sitting there watching 8, and I'm like, I didn't feel like 8 was even a Star Wars movie until Force Yoda showed up. And then
exactly. It's 3/4 of the movie is over before it even feels like you're watching Star Wars.
The second half of 8 is actually really good. The freaking salt fight is just awesome.
Yeah. The last 40 minutes of the movie are good.
The whole chase scene and the limited amount of gas.
Yeah.
They can leave, go to Canto, but it just makes me angry.
Whoever decided that hyperspace tracking literally makes it impossible. Like the whole idea with the rebellion or the resistance, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Is like it's even in the opening crawl for episode 4. It's like they're striking from hidden bases and like they're doing this guerrilla warfare thing. You can't do that if they can just track you anywhere.
Right.
Like you obviously need peril, right?
Yep.
It takes the amount of peril and just pushes it straight into hopelessness.
Yes.
There's literally nothing you can do.
Yep.
You got to hold on, maneuver yourself out of it.
Yep. There's a couple chat. I think so. David said I forgot about them. We were going to watch them when we watched
1 through 8.
1 through 8.
But life happened.
You have a treat in store for you for Rogue One.
Rogue
and
One is
Solo.
very good. Plan on
they're both
watching
good.
A New Hope as soon as you are done watching Rogue One.
You're forgetting about Favreau's movie.
Chef.
Chef.
Never seen it.
I've never heard it either.
Never ever heard of it.
Maybe if he redeems a wheel spin, it can.
Maybe that'll be one I watch.
All right, so is there anything else you want to say specifically about Kenobi? I feel like I accidentally sort of steered this into like we're gonna just talk about our feelings of the whole thing. But
So I will say this, and my younger brother brought it up too. Qui-Gon, Force Ghost, showed up really late. I would have loved it if he had shown up under that rock pile with Kenobi, and like, you know, kind of gave him that pep talk that all the Jedi gave to Rey. That's my favorite scene in Rise of Skywalker, when all the Jedi are like, you know. Anyway.
Hold on a second. Apparently, there's an issue with channel point redemptions. Let me check this real quick.
Oh.
All right, wheel spins are turned back. Oh, whoops! What? Why are all these turned off?
I just got a claim failed. Please try again later.
Okay. I turned all these off because. Sorry. Refresh your streams. I turned all the redemptions off when I was streaming and when you guys are streaming at home because there would be no point in doing them, and I didn't want to sit here and reject 1,000 redeems.
Got it.
They are open now. Sorry.
Anyway, I think Qui-Gon could have showed up in that rock pile with Kenobi and had that be his, like, super reconnect to the Force type thing.
Did somebody redeem that?
Yep.
So I will say this filter is Chip's favorite Snapchat filter.
Blame Chip.
I have a story about that. So my nephew, my sister's son, my dad's grandson.
Your brother-in-law's son.
Yeah, Marty Jr. So my sister was sitting there, like, hanging out with him, and she was playing with some Snapchat filters.
Look who commented.
What? Oh, hold on. Wait.
Worth. Long time no talk, man.
Yeah, Brad's here. And Cam, thank you for the gift sub.
Cam!
You've given 25 gift subscriptions. That's absolute insanity.
You did not.
That is ridiculous.
Cam.
My mouth is so big.
Let's see. Hold on. Sorry, I'm gonna reject the Sith mode one just because the Snapchat filter is overriding it right now.
What do we do?
Never mind. I guess it's just happening anyway. There we go. Sith mode redeemed. Mike D and I are working on a better version of Sith mode.
All right.
My sister's hanging out with Marty Jr. and she's messing around with Snapchat filters. And I think I told Jeremy this story. And so she's like doing a bunch of them, and she goes and does this one that turns your head into a piece of broccoli and like has your eyes and face on it or whatever.
Yeah.
And she said so she sent me a picture of it and it looks really funny. But she said he was like, as soon as he saw himself turn into broccoli, had a meltdown.
That's so
like he's
funny.
like, no, I don't want to be broccoli.
Chris will never love me. Ever.
It's already dicey, and that would definitely push it over the edge. So it was just
hilarious.
Like hearing her tell the story was hilarious.
Chip loves Snapchat filters like anything. He thinks it's the funniest thing. Anything.
Yeah, he's totally digging him.
Yep.
Brad, did you finish Kenobi?
Yeah.
I know you were trying
did
to
you finish Kenobi?
catch it and cancel your
Subscription.
subscription. Also, last night, I don't know why I was looking, it was warmer in Minnesota than it was in California.
What?
Yeah.
Are we talking
It's
about
been ridiculously
Anaheim.
hot up here for the last week.
Yeah.
Anaheim was 67,
Dang.
and it was like 80 degrees here.
The difference in temperature, like I get it. It's cooler by the lake or whatever. It was 35 degrees difference.
Yes.
Between being in Canal Park and being up by the airbase, basically.
East and west wind is absolutely so if it's an easterly wind, it's freezing at our house. If it's west, it's way too hot. So Sunday morning of this past week, we left to go to Kara's lake thing. Not Kara's lake, but
The
family
lake
cabin.
my grandma's cabin's on.
We left Duluth. It was 48 degrees. The next day, it was what, 98, Kara?
I think so.
Was it
50
98?
degrees difference.
It was in a day and a half.
That's wild.
Yep.
To go from 48, you can't, your body can never acclimate. It can't acclimate.
Are you getting distracted, Jeremy?
A little bit. It can't accumulate bananas. Just kidding.
No, so then Monday I sent Jeremy down to the local hardware store and
Did you just steal the banana?
I switched
Chris
to her.
put it to anyway. I sent him down to the local hardware store and had him get a pool for Chip, and Chip loved it.
So Chip finally has his own kiddie
Yeah,
pool.
Jeremy was like, guess who has his own pool? And I was like, if you say Chip. And I was like, I'm 10 years old and I don't have my own pool. But it's like, oh, it's a $12 pool. And it's like, okay, fine. I guess I could get my own $12 pool if I wanted it. All right, so now let's see who's it going to give it to when I go wide. Oh, Jeremy got it.
I love it.
Oh, there we go. Perfect
Brad
timing.
said he canceled.
Yeah, he said he's already tired with it.
Yep, canceled Disney Plus the same day the final episode Kenobi came out.
Dave said the girls love that look, Jeremy.
Me as a banana.
Yep.
I am a banana. No, just kidding. We're not going to sing. But no, we were just, talking all about that. Let me see my final note. Anyways, the end of Kenobi made the beginning better for me because I guess we just learned that after Order 66, it broke Obi-Wan. It wasn't the same Obi-Wan in A New Hope.
So
he was a cool cat in A New Hope.
No, I will say I agree. So when I said that episodes 8 and 9, like the movies 8 and 9 made 7 worse.
Yeah.
Episodes 4, 5, and 6 made episodes 1, 2, and 3 better of Kenobi. So like there are things that like I'll go back and rewatch Clone Wars eventually. It's just a lot of it to watch.
Did I get hit with a bald filter?
You want me to take it, baby? I got you. No, I won't. I don't got you.
Oh, yeah, you took it for a second. Anyway, if Jeremy covers his face,
away.
There you go.
There.
But like I go back and rewatch Breaking Bad because it's like 50 episodes, right?
Yep.
And I know that it's a satisfying story to watch. Having watched all the way through, if it ended bad, I would never go back and rewatch it, right? So knowing that like Kenobi, like at least as of right now, is concluded until they announce a second season, absolutely would be willing to go back and rewatch it because it builds and gets better as it goes.
Mm-hmm.
So like, and I think that's the best thing you can say about it. Like, the ending determines everything basically about a film.
Yeah.
Like you very rarely do people remember the actual beginning of a movie. I wish I've been meaning to do this, like come up with a list of movies, like what was the first scene of this movie? Because a lot of people sort of remember about 20 minutes in when stuff starts actually happening.
Yeah.
And then they remember the end, right? Yep. They remember like basically from like minute 20 to like where stuff starts getting real. And then they remember the climax of the film.
And that's maybe too why like Rocketeer, I know I keep saying this dumb movie.
It's a good movie.
I need to watch it at some point, apparently.
You've never watched it?
No.
I remember the beginning of that movie because it has such a good opening. And the opening is significant to the movie.
And that's the thing, too. So here's, like, off the top of my head, the movies that I can remember the openings to. Aladdin.
Yep.
Because he's walking on the camel singing the song, right? It hooks you in immediately. I remember the beginning of Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
How could you not?
So
the box scene is so funny.
I know, it's hilarious. And then like I'm trying to think of other movies I remember the absolute very beginning of. I remember the very beginning of Princess Bride.
Where he's sick laying in bed.
He's sitting there.
Oh, the Princess Bride. I was thinking of the Princess Diaries.
No, I have not seen that film. But it's very like so. For example, like, and those are movies that I haven't watched. I guess I watched Aladdin like 4 days ago, but they're the movies I haven't watched very recently.
Cam just called you out on it. You're talking about hello, salam, and good evening to you, worthy friend.
Yeah,
Please,
the very beginning of Aladdin's when he's walking, he's riding on the camel and he sings the song.
Wait, isn't it at the Cave of Wonders?
No, that's before. No, like so, it's literally he sings the song as I come from a land from a faraway place where the caravan roam. And then he does the whole bit where he's like, oh, salam, good evening, julienne fries, whatever. A dark place at a dark purpose. And he throws the sand up in the sky, becomes the stars. Then it comes down on Jafar and Kazim in front of the Cave of Wonders.
That's right.
The very, very beginning of that thing is the song Walking Through the Desert.
Oh, he thought you were talking about,
Okay. Just miscommunication.
Yeah.
So not Prince Ali, fabulous he, Alibaba. Has 10 regular men, as you can see.
That's right.
Oh,
he beat the galloping hordes.
Okay.
100 bad guys with swords.
How can you not remember? I know you remember this one once I say it. You're going to be like, this is actually kind of a fun thing. Oh, hello, R3 Craft.
Oh, Hey.
Last Crusade, Chris.
The very beginning of it's when he's...
That's the train
I can
scene.
tell you the opening shot of it is it comes in from the Paramount logo to the peak of a rock formation in the Utah desert.
A New Hope is the fanning from the ship down or whatever.
Yeah,
And is A New Hope the only one that's different than like all of them pan down except for one pans up?
I think you're right about that.
I'd have to look. Well, so the very, very beginning, it goes, Star Wars, and then you get the opening crawl, but whatever.
That's true.
Anyway, you're correct. Yes, that is the opening.
Back to the Future. The clock sequence.
The clock sequence. So, I'm glad that you brought that up because I've talked.
And the power of love plays over that.
Over the clock scene?
Yep. I'm pretty sure
it does.
it's
No,
silent,
well, yeah, at the end of it
yeah.
when he gets on the skateboard. You're right. Yep, you're right.
Yep,
It does
power
play
of
over.
love, because I hear it at work every single day, and every single time, all I think about is Back to the Future.
I love, the opening of Back to the Future is the perfect opening to a film.
Don't need money, don't need fame.
Don't need no credit card to ride this train.
There was a song that played during the volleyball scene in Top Gun tonight that...
I like that
Isn't
song.
that a
What
Kenny
was it?
Loggins song?
Well, that's the original one, Danger Zone. That if you play that around
And it was not volleyball they played.
It was don't spoil the movie. I
Fine.
said volleyball for a reason.
Oh, are they playing spike ball or something?
No, it's even different than that.
You got to watch it. So good.
Okay.
Did you like the original Top Gun, Chris?
I saw it once and I thought it was enjoyable, but I was like 14 when I saw it for the first time. Like, so it was like, so the movie came out in what, 84?
86.
86. So this is 2001. So like it had already lived the entire hype life.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Someone's like, you gotta watch this. You know what movie lived up to the, like, it was fine. I never felt the need to rewatch it.
Yeah.
You know what movie somebody hyped up to me crazy hard and it lived up to the hype? Rocky.
Oh, yeah.
I rewatch that series at least once a year. Rocky 1 through the end of it at this point. They're all fantastic movies. I don't know why I love the Rocky movies so much.
I've seen them a couple times, I think, each.
I've only ever seen the rest of Rockies. I've seen Rocky 1 more than once, but the rest of them I've only ever seen once. I have not gone back and rewatched them.
I don't know what it is. Like, it's like something will come over me. It'll be like, I'll wake up. It'll be like 10 a.m. It's like, I'm going to spend my entire day watching Rocky movies. And I just literally, I've never watched one and then not watched the literal rest of them.
Way to go, Brad. Brad's apparently seen Top Gun.
Shirtless foosball.
It's well, yeah.
Oh, never mind. I thought he said...
I mean, the dudes were shirtless and...
Anyway, so the point being, it's like, maybe... If we come up with lists for our own, or we come up with something and be like, what's the actual first scene of the thing? It just might be an interesting thing to do.
No, I think it's neat.
Cam said Frozen and Les Mis are... I've seen Les Mis once, and that was in theaters. And I was at a low time in life, so the fact that it was kind of a depressing movie made me real sad. Big Fish.
Yeah, Big Fish.
Big Fish.
So I think we'll get to that. Okay. So do we want to do anything else on Kenobi? Otherwise, I want to do this...
Nope. The only
AI
thing,
thing.
I mean, I'll get like, yeah, I just can't quit it. I am glad they did it. I'm glad that they made the show. And episode 6, I was like 10 years old again, bouncing up and down in my chair, just really digging damn near every frame.
In
Kenobi.
Oh,
episode 6.
yeah.
Just give me Star Destroyers all day long, those things in space. The only thing that was funny to me is it turned and you think the shadows would change. I don't know how shadows work in space, but it's like, anyways, I just love the way that's why Rogue One's so good. There's so much space stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, at the end of the day, Star Wars is a space movie.
Even Mando, when you get him ripping in the N1 Star, I mean, it's hard to beat Mando. Because when he's ripping in that starfighter and he just gooses it, he's like, oh. The thing's fast, and he's running from the cops and trying to get his number, and he just,
What's your transponder code? I left it right here.
It's super good. So yeah,
It's
that's
really good.
that's the pin.
Mando season 3 this fall, right?
It could be next, like,
I gotta look it up now.
I think it's spring of 23.
Ahsoka is spring of 23. I think.
I don't know.
What was I going to say? I don't know what I was going to say.
February 2023.
Yeah, I thought it was.
So it's not spring, it's still winter.
That's
Too long. When did season 2 come out? Like 10 years ago?
October of 20.
Seriously.
I can't wait that long. I can't.
Season 2 was October of 20.
And that was only like a year after the first one
Yes.
came out, right? Yeah, freaking get on your stuff, Disney.
I literally think they put it aside filming and working on it until they finish production on Boba Fett.
I guess they've only got one, what do they call it, the Void?
That new LCD room? Probably.
Okay.
I know they do eventually want to tie all of the shows in together, right? So maybe they're waiting for Kenobi to come out.
Can I crap on the new Doctor Strange movie at some point?
Yeah, did you watch it?
That got added. Garbage. Absolutely
It's
worst
okay.
Marvel movie. No, I mean being, embellishing.
I think
here,
Thor
right?
Dark World is worse than the Doctor Strange.
Which is the one where he wakes up? Oh, Dark World, I don't remember. Ragnarok is the one I'm thinking of.
Ragnarok's
is really,
awesome.
Yeah,
it's really,
Ragnarok's
really
good.
Oh, man, Thor Love and Thunder
It looks
pretty good.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, not to take it. So, Doctor Strange.
The first one was just really good. I don't know. He's like manipulating things, and
You get introduced to the world of magic. It's really cool.
Yeah, and in this one, it's just like all of their magic is nothing compared to this. Sorry if I'm spoiling this for people. Nothing in comparison for the Scarlet Witch. Like she's just extremely all powerful, and the whole movie's resolved with her just seeing how bad of a mother she would be to these kids.
That's the beef that I have with freaking WandaVision.
Yeah.
It's like she's just like I'm not a mom. I will admit on public air I am not a mother.
Yep.
So I wouldn't know how insane it would make me if I didn't have my kids that I thought I was supposed to have. Because in this reality, she doesn't have kids.
Yep.
But in other realities, she has kids.
Yep.
So I'm going to just wholesale get rid of the whole thing here, right? So in WandaVision, she's having the beginning of a breakdown.
Yep.
And creates a fake world where she has these children, right? So now in this movie, she decides she's going to steal this kid who can jump between different realities. So it's like Earth 363 or 636 versus 14 whatever.
Yep.
So what's her name? Like America Jones or something like that?
America Chavez.
Well, no, no.
America Chavez. Ms. Marvel.
Well, her name in the movie's America.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's Ms. Marvel. Yes, but it's America Chavez.
So that's, yeah.
Okay.
So she's going to kidnap her, steal her, like absorb her power so she can just jump and be with these kids, right? And it's like, and then, and it's the same thing. Like, so at the end of WandaVision, like when her reality starts crumbling or whatever, and it's like, I have never loved anything enough to get remotely any amount of psychosis. I don't know, you can call me crazy now, I guess. But the fact that she's like ready to destroy a million people, a universe, basically, like, it's just like, it's way too much to me.
It's too much.
Her motivation is not strong enough to me for that.
I agree, especially with her kids exist with a mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's her.
Well, and that's just it. Like, if, let's say something would happen, like, if Chip were to die, and...
No. Chip doesn't exist.
Okay. He did exist for a period of time in my mind,
Okay.
but I made it a reality
Okay,
for
yep.
myself. Okay, and I lived with him, and I grew super attached, like watched him grow up, and then suddenly he's gone. That would be so devastating. But let's say I knew there were other realities where he existed with another me. I don't know if you'd have to kill the other you in order to live with them. And so it's like, if I saw the other me being abusive, you bet your booty I would murder her too. I mean,
I could somehow, it's very plausible for me to think of alternate reality Kara as being abusive.
I mean, it wouldn't be towards Chip, it'd definitely be towards Jeremy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just.
I'm glad. Like, I wanted to know what your perspective on that is, because it did seem far fetched to me.
Yeah. I would never kill another me unless, like I said, in another reality, that me was abusive. Then she would wish she was never born, because you don't hurt my child.
I didn't like the fact that when I watched WandaVision, you are glad when she beats, I think her name's Agatha.
Yeah. Agatha is the purple witch from
The
WandaVision.
purple witch. You are glad that she did. It would have been better off if Agatha would have won.
Yeah.
Because then in that alternate universe, Jim from The Office would still be alive. And Miss America, or Captain
Peggy Carter would still be alive.
Carter would still be alive. Like, The brutal killing was like neat to see that they went there because they could.
Like they chopped Peggy Carter in half.
And the whole motive, again, it all falls on the motive, is just so that she can be the mother to these alternate reality kids who have a good mother.
Yeah, that would not accept her as their mom either.
Bro, that's just it. Like they saw her. Like America created the portal to go between the realities, and the kids see Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, and they're like, please, like, don't, like, they're like,
yeah, they're like terrified.
They're terrified of her. So if she were to kill Wanda in that reality, the kids would be terrified of her for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, they'd spend the rest of their lives trying to get away from her.
Exactly. They'd be horrified.
Yeah. So that's what drove me nuts. And then just the simple fact that it was like, all she had to do was see herself in that position. It's like, and then Doctor Strange gets her into the like world of mirrors, which is supposed to be unleavable, and she just comes out through a water puddle.
Through a reflection.
Yeah, she comes out through a reflection.
She comes through a gong.
Like they just showed her, the girl just opens a portal so they can see the kids live, and then she snaps out of it and builds, like, I don't know. Yeah, it was.
I mean, that would be a little powerful. Like these children that you love being afraid of you because of what you're doing.
You would think that if she thinks that there's any remote chance of her actually being able to live this life with them, that she would be cognizant of how terrible of a person she's been to get to that point.
Absolutely. Right. That's exactly it.
So it's like, if you're mad enough to do it, you're mad enough to not be dissuaded by seeing yourself do it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What killed me was when she did pop through that and attack the other Wanda. She looked at the two boys and she was like, "Oh, I would never hurt anyone." Girl,
you're literally hurting someone right now. Yeah.
Not millions, but you killed people. You're not going to hurt anyone? Girl.
Yeah.
You hurt people.
And then the other thing I didn't like, and this is just being, again, nitpicky. I didn't mean to like have this be crap on movies, but
we're a movie review channel now.
I thought it was good. I thought it was neat when Doctor Strange inhabited the dead body. But
that was awesome, dude.
I didn't get the spirits of the damned. Like, I don't like, who are these cosmic police?
I feel like
they're like, oh, you can't do that. Wanda just did whatever she wanted to.
In magic, necromancy is typically seen as
name a movie where ghost police come and
R.I.P.D.
I don't know, but so here's what I'm saying. Ready?
I mean, the genie cannot bring people back from the dead.
Classic.
That's true.
Classic tropes. The reason why you don't do these things, because the act destroys you. So if you summon.
Yeah, there was an episode of Gumball.
If you summon
like that
body, it like breaks your psyche and makes you go crazy or whatever. There's no.
I thought it was more about like the displacement of the soul of the being or something like too. I think it's sort of like there's different flavors of it. It's bad either way.
I'm trying to think. I have a movie. I have a movie with spirit ghosts. If has anybody seen the movie Ghost?
What, Patrick Swayze?
Yes.
I've only ever seen the clay scene.
So I've not seen it.
Dude, that movie freaked me. Like, I liked that movie as a kid for whatever reason. It's like I can enjoy these movies. So he's a ghost, right? So he doesn't go to the afterlife because he's got unfinished business.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was murdered in a robbery, and so he stalks his ex or his wife or his significant other to like try to like comfort her, and he wants to be with her still. And the guy who murdered him, boy, I'm really talking on my butt here. The guy who murdered him, he ends up going to get like revenge on. And when he kills him, he's drugged to hell. So these spirits come up and they like drag his soul. Like he sees Patrick Swayze and he thinks he's going to be all right. And these spirits come and drag him to hell. Like that was terrifying. But at least in this scenario, it's like the evil police is the devil and these like are demons and they pull him down.
Yeah, I think at large, and I think that's interesting, like with Loki and the Time Police too. It's like when you suddenly have a larger authority that like is in charge of all this stuff, it makes you feel like your free will doesn't matter.
Exactly.
So it's like
that's what was bothering me.
Yeah.
It was like the point would be like if it corrupted him, right? Like that is neat. Like if you use this evil book,
it'll make you do more evil things.
It'll make you do more evil things. That's cool.
Yeah,
not the
morality police show up.
They're gonna physically stop you from doing it. That's like an invisible wall that you hit that was driving me whatever. And then I don't know. It ended up being like I thought it was cool that he did that, and it was just ruined by him getting almost. But then he repurposes him into something else. I don't know. It just made his magic super weak and everybody else's magic super strong.
And that's like the annoying thing. And I get like Scarlet Witch is supposed to be like one of the strongest people or whatever. But like, what makes her brand of magic different than Doctor Strange's magic?
Right. Exactly.
Because like she's the product of like an experiment, isn't she?
Who?
Because like the Scarlet Witch aren't she and Quicksilver like the products of some experiment?
Well, is it in WandaVision? They show their backstory.
Maybe they are an experiment, Chris. I think you're right.
Well, and they're just kids in Russia or whatever, and they are in that one earthquake or whatever. Doesn't something happen during the earthquake that gives them their powers?
Ooh. Oh.
Cam.
Thank you, Cam.
You.
Woo! Autofocus is going to go nuts now. We'll just go to the wide. Always go to the wide.
Now it looks like it's a reflection because you got the lights above and the lights below because of the lo-fi.
Oh, that's funny. I never even thought about that. I never thought about like the combo of these things. Where was I going with this? I was going to look up her origin, but it doesn't really matter. It's like, suffice it to say, like, that's a very skippable film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not necessary to watch.
Yeah, I was just surprised because Marvel's really been hitting a lot of things on the head. Mm-hmm. A lot of things on the head.
Ooh.
Try and get a little bit of light on you guys.
That was one thing Fish had said. It would be nice if we had an alternate light where we had a little bit of light.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm working on it. If I can send you some links if you want to buy me some stuff. Otherwise, you got to wait a couple weeks.
You would have what you have planned out. Get some lights under the coffee table. I'll just wire it through the basement.
Right?
No, really, I'll put an outlet on the floor under the coffee table, and then it can blast up at us or something.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. But I want to do this thing. So I found this AI thing that I thought was really cool. And so it's called InforKit. And basically what it does is I feel like I need to show this somehow. I'm just going to add a quick browser source here.
Well, that'll make it that'll make it interesting for people to.
Or maybe just a screen. Maybe I'll just maybe I'll just do display capture. Yep. Okay. It is massive. Sorry, give me a second here.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Jeremy, you're fired. Cam said we can turn the lights back on.
Are we allowed to? Okay. Come on. I mean, not that you guys are going to be able to see it really, but.
Woo! Whoa, Mike. Mike has to be watching, right? Unless that was you.
It was not me. Let's try this.
I don't know if we can see your drop because of.
There we go. Something weird happened, but we got to figure it out. This is thrilling viewing right now as I attempt to crop this so that it fits correctly. All right, something roughly like that. There we go. Good enough. Anyway, so where did this even go? Okay, it's right there. Hold on. Let me move this so your guys' things still show up.
Now you could probably do a drop, Jeremy.
I'm probably banned.
Probably.
Here, let me reset the cache. All right, try it now.
The drop.
Yeah. Oh, you did drip, Kara.
That's what I meant to do. Don't you know?
All right. So the way that this thing works, there we go. Now the drop's working. It has a bunch of different reference that it uses to determine what. So, like, for example, I'm gonna
miss.
Type in a thing. So it's like, Jeremy went to the store. He wanted to buy some eggs, and then I was gonna hit generate, right? And it's gonna just fill in the rest of the story. So based on what it picks and what you've written, it makes decisions as to what it should pick next, essentially, right?
That's hilarious.
So Jeremy went to the store. He wanted to buy some eggs and some bread. The holidays. Jeremy went back home, but he couldn't do it. He couldn't even make a cup of tea. Maybe it was because he didn't want to. I wish it was winter again. Oops, I'm the man of the manor, the heir of Dune, Baronet de Grey. And for that reason, I'm the governor of Christmas Cupcake Shop. I haven't finished my daily job yet. That's true. I'm more like the town's resident nerd, Justin laughed. He pulled a bag of icing and brought it to Jeremy. Borrow my apron. I've been holding.
That's pretty epic.
So, quality stuff. So, I figured, like, we've kind of have ripped on Star Wars and its writing a little bit. So, I'm wondering if maybe an AI could do a little bit better. So, what I'm going to do to prime it is put the opening crawl for each of the films into this AI and see whether or not it can come up with the plot of the films. So, we're going to start with The Phantom Menace. Whoops.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my gosh. Come on now. And I know that I missed the first letter on there, so I'll just type that in myself. So, T. All right. So, here's the opening crawl to episode 1. Let's see what we get. And, like, you can adjust. There's advanced settings while this is generating. You can adjust, like, how crazy it is, like, the sampling temperature. If you turn it up, makes it, like, way more insane. And if you turn it down, makes it, like, more tame. And
interesting.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on here. So it definitely, like, so in this thing, it doesn't mention any of the characters, and it definitely is pulling character names out of here.
That's
cool. I'm not going to read the opening crawl. I'll just read what it generates.
Okay.
Han Solo meets Chewbacca. Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Yoda. Anakin in Force training. Anakin just doesn't want to. Leave, but the Jedi come for Darth Maul. Luke fights off the Templar in the cave. Anakin has secrets from the Emperor he can't get out. I feel sure we all remember the game. You know, the one with a bunch of aliens hanging around, but they're actually Death Eaters.
That's amazing.
Well, there's one kind of alien we would like to see again, and that's the Guardians. However, the Star Wars comic does, and then it ends there, so we could hit generate again, and it would fill in more of it.
Interesting.
That actually was pretty dang funny for episode 1.
Yeah, it was.
All right, so let's try Attack of the Clones.
Kind of reminds me of Mad Libs.
It's like Mad Libs, but you do none of the work.
This is true.
All right, so
you
episode 2.
You don't have to know an adjective or an adverb or...
All right, so you can also add keywords. So if you want to specifically talk about certain things, like that can prime the AI as well. But I feel like doing this. So it's interesting. It's breaking the sentences in a similar way to they're broken in the formatting in here.
It reminds me of like a poem, kind of.
So what we have here is, so we have the opening crawl for episode 2. September 11th, 1300.
Ooh.
The fleet, their engineers, started and raised to a beat that blues in space, arrived 8 days after they were informed of the Chancellor's death. The cruiser Tantive C with Rear Admiral Amidala and the 3 doctors of staff was badly damaged when it went through a pair of supernovas, and the Commodore Carlin was killed. September 19th, 7:30, Senator Amidala spoke of the circumstances of the event. Our plan was to leave the Galactic Senate and take our small fleet of ships to Coruscant. So that actually, like at the end, it turned around.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of nonsense in there.
It's funny because I had to think real hard about the opening for 2. 3 is really easy because they're in their ships, and 3 was really good, but 2, Padme's...
It starts with the assassination attempt, I think.
Yep, on her life. Gets
That's right.
bombed, but it took me a minute to think of that.
Isn't it like centipedes or something like that? Or
No, that's the Jango Fett toxic dart.
All right. Generating episode 3 now. Dave says, I'm so far behind, he gave me a score in chat before it even started. I think it's freaking drop is just being crazy. Let me refresh the cache again. Let's try it.
Ooh, Cam used green wet ski, but he might have to do it again.
Oh, Stream Protocol Droid's getting in on this. Okay, so episode 3. But are they fast enough? Will the Jedi save the rebel leader's life? And will their quest for justice succeed? Then a bunch of ellipses. Discover a new universe of science fiction as you experience the new action-packed novel, Jedi of the Republic. Click to enlarge. Jedi of the Republic is a 32,000-plus word chapter book designed to be read quickly and enjoyed by all ages. It's available now in print and ebook. Jedi of the Republic is available to buy now in print and ebook. Find it in the great, and then it just sort of trails off.
That's hilarious.
So it turned into an ad about a book.
Yep.
That one's off the rails.
All right, so episode 4, I had done one, and it turned out hilarious. I'm sure it's going to be completely different this time.
I'm hyped for 4.
So
4 is going to be great.
We'll see here. Generate some text. Well, so far, we're winning on this drop. All right, this is 100% totally different than the one that I had.
Before you start reading, you have to read Brad's joke.
Oh. This is the program Ryan Johnson used to write his installment. Exactly. Yep. That's the whole bit. That's the whole bit. Is this going to write a better Star Wars movie than 7, 8, or 9?
That was awesome.
That was great.
That was amazing.
Okay, so episode 4. Financed by several private investors, James Taggart, in partnership with the Taggart Group, is developing a massive high-tech resort, the Grand and Acropolis World, along the south shore of Lake Calancho, which will include an interactive campus, including public buildings, towers, and hotels. Visitors will be able to visit the Star Wars set, which will be one of the world's largest and still under construction, that will provide accommodation for tourists. The space complex will be built on, and then it leads off from there.
They're doing a lot of ads these days.
Yeah.
I think that one hit one. I was in my mind, I was trying to run like
do a barrel roll.
What that would be if that was the case. So I'm picturing
do a barrel roll.
I was trying to collect parts to like build a big resort.
Do a barrel roll.
And that
Can you imagine?
You know?
So there's a
Imagine
way.
a Jawa in a swimsuit.
There's a way to change
the
style of it is, but all right, we're halfway through.
Whoa, we're halfway there.
Episode 5. Could they make a better film than episode 5? So I'm wondering. I'm
This
just
is your
gonna
favorite,
change
isn't it?
this up a little bit.
4.
Oh, you like A New Hope, baby? So do I.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take all of
It could be standalone.
That is it exactly.
Do a barrel roll.
What exactly?
A New Hope is
Do a barrel roll.
Can be a standalone movie.
Well, that's how.
Do a barrel roll.
Yeah. That I mean, I like the story and everything, and I like that it can be a standalone.
Do a barrel roll.
So that's why it's my favorite.
Do a barrel roll.
Favorite.
Do a barrel roll.
Just turning this into one big paragraph just to see. This is science, folks. And Stream Protocol Droid seems to get the drops to work. The evil Lord Darth Vader, obsessed with finding young Skywalker, has dispatched thousands of remote probes into the far reaches of space. Okay. Whoops, generate text. So it does do a thing. So I could go right here and generate text into the middle of it.
Got it.
But I need to make sure. There we go. Generate text. Oh, this one's coming out good. I think I need to take the spaces out and try again.
Got it.
Okay. Look at that booty. And it is so.
All right. So, Lord Vader's mission to retrieve his one and only son, Luke Skywalker, is a dark and desperate one. Ooh. The Alliance to restore the Republic and its allies need to protect and secure Hoth before it can succeed. Armed with her trusty blaster and the small warrior princess, Princess Leia, leads the small band of rebels alone on a remote ice world. She faces a formidable enemy. He is a powerful, mysterious Sith Lord called Darth Vader, who sets out to retrieve his one and only son, Luke Skywalker.
That's almost right on the money.
That's
like perfection.
Moving forward, I don't want to redo, I guess, well, maybe we can try redoing it at the end if we are interested, but I'm going to try and take the line breaks out of this.
Yeah, that was darn near perfect. That's what who's the director of 7?
Here, while I'm doing this, let me turn this off. You guys can actually talk to the people.
That's what J.J. Abrams used to write episode 7.
He took the line
He
breaks
took the
out.
line breaks out.
And then Ryan Johnson
was
just every
too
single
lazy.
word.
He literally just copy pasted.
Every single word had its own line.
Yep.
Oh, man.
So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that one came out.
That was good. That was real good.
So the real thing is going to be when we get to 7, 8, and 9 and see exactly how this comes out.
Yeah. We'll see.
What if you punched 9 in and it gave us the actual script they were going to do, the Colin Farrell one?
Wait, what?
The what one?
Because Colin something was directing.
Oh,
Trevorrow. And it gave us his script instead. Did somebody redeem a wheel spin?
Somebody redeemed
No, never mind.
Jeremy Banana. Banana. Say something and shake your head and move around. Be a banana.
Tell people about your.
Yeah.
What you can't see is Kara forcefully shoving Jeremy's head around.
Yeah, I wasn't moving my head. That was Kara.
I was totally moving my head.
You like how my mouth isn't moving to her words?
All right.
This is hilarious.
That's enough of that ridiculousness. Here we go. Back to the story.
Sorry, it's just so funny.
Oh, that's the Snapchat filter is actually on top of this source, so I have to wait until it's over.
She snuffed me out. Stole it back.
I turned my head so you could have it back.
Okay, here we go. So opening crawl for this is what, episode 6?
Yep.
All right. And for Luke 2, in the middle of a deadly galactic battle between the First Order and the Resistance, Leia Organa is forced to send her son Luke on a dangerous mission to secure an elusive rebel base. Though Luke is reluctant to leave his sister Rey behind, he must rescue Leia, the last of the Jedi, from the sinister clutches of Supreme Leader Snoke and his deadly Sith minions.
Wait, you put in 6 for this?
Yeah. But they'll have to work quickly. There's a new dark side threat emerging from across the galaxy that could destroy everything.
So I'm wondering if, because there's just more on the internet, probably about 7, 8, and 9, if that's what caused it to trigger.
Very
That's
well
weird.
could. Well, so Jeremy redeemed a spin the wheel.
I did, because then if I get a movie review, I can force Kara to watch any movie that I want.
People are abusing this power.
Hey, they earned those channel points.
Dang it!
Did you roll your own Lego walk?
Is that I should get immunity?
Nope.
I don't think that's how this works.
Nope.
Let's do a poll.
We all know what everybody's gonna say.
No, people
You want me
might
to
have
waste
a heart.
time doing a poll? Fine.
People might have a heart. If I do a wheel spin, I shouldn't have to do a Lego walk on myself.
Why not?
Why would I have to?
But you did the wheel spin.
Like, a wheel spin person gets to pick what movie you watch, right? They should get to enforce the crimes.
All right, poll is up.
All right. And only vote once, Jeremy.
1 vote.
1 vote.
You guys are depressing me.
Oh, I know who voted no at least.
Jeremy? You keep your dirty fingers.
At least we had 2 people vote for no.
You and you.
Why?
Somebody else voted
Why
no.
is there 19? Yeah, unless we got rated here. Something's off with the math.
I only voted once for what it's worth. Come on, everybody. Stop using your points.
Well, Dave voted Lego walk, and he's the most important person.
I am going to start using, not bits, but my tangent crystals if people are going to be dirty about it.
So the thing is, I get a report at the end of who spent what. So if I see that Jeremy spent a bunch of tangent crystals.
Jeremy has to do the walk now because he's cheating.
I earned these tangent crystals. Let me use them how I see fit.
Nope, you cheated. Jeremy, we said
What
one.
did the deflaker? What? A bald?
A bald-faced liar is what you are.
Why did it take away my
Because
eyebrows?
you're shading the side with your hand.
No, but it took my eyebrows too.
Oh,
Yeah,
it always
it's like
does.
hairless. It's like, yeah.
Ha ha, my height. is unmatched.
Now you just look normal, but like it's shaving you.
Man, I wish we had 320 people watching us.
See, Jared, this is what you could look like with a good clean shave.
I know.
But with lift your eyebrows again.
I lost all those tangent crystals.
I think it's pretty definitive at this point.
It's
Yep.
pretty definitive.
I'm just going to end the poll.
Jeremy,
Why am I watchful?
I don't know, but you farted. Jeremy farted when he stood up.
Kara's bald in the wine now.
I am a sexy bald woman.
Who put this in there?
You did.
That has a look at that. That will
Brad, you spent so many crystals. Did you vote yes or no for Jeremy? I'm assuming you voted yes for the lock. Brad, you crack me up, man.
Listen to the crunch. Oh, listen to the crunch. Ah, look at the feet. Ah.
So, Chris,
Yes.
who spent the most otherwise? Like,
So the only two people that I see on here are Cam contributed 49 bits. Thank you for the bits.
yes, thank you.
And Brad used 5,450 channel points.
To vote yes or no?
I would imagine for yes.
Brad, I thought we had something
Bradsworth,
here.
we love you. I will
Oh,
spin
here,
it.
vote breakdown. Channel points contributors. So it only shows. So Dave also put in 4,350 channel points.
On yes?
I imagine so.
You guys are all wrong. Tara, spin the wheel. I can't believe. I feel so betrayed.
I feel like this isn't giving me all of the information on this.
I'd laugh if it was a Jeremy Lego lock again.
Oh, no being made fun of.
I veto that.
So who's not getting made fun of is
Jeremy.
the question.
We only make fun of Jeremy. Let's be real.
Cam, who has being made fun of immunity?
Thank you, Cam.
I'm just saying we really only make fun of Jeremy. Therefore, we can't make fun of Jeremy, I guess.
I'm gonna refund your smiley face redeem, Ryan, because it was too wide.
Was that Kara's?
I think that was 86-49. Whoop!
That was fun to watch.
I didn't know if I was gonna make it or if I was gonna like drop between a little right in the middle there.
Where is there? I have a leaderboard. Let me try and.
I mean, like I said, my best overall was like 99.1 or something like that with
Oh, I gotta hide this. Gus, Cam's coming in. Is he gonna miss it? Oh, it's so close. Oh no! I'm gonna give this a second to try and refresh and catch up. This will show in the last week. Or is this all time? It might be all time. June 18th. Oh yeah, for the last week. So your score is 5th.
Dang.
That looked dead center, though. That's what's weird.
Yeah.
It must give really, really more. I guess it's a little to the right, but not much.
A little to the right.
Little to the right. All right, what were we talking about? You had to
We
finish.
were doing the opening crawls.
Oh yes. Let's continue
What
that.
were we on?
We're on episode 7 now.
I feel
So
betrayed.
I literally switched this
Why?
back so that I could do this without people having to just watch the generation.
That's great. Garfield without Garfield is wonderful. All right, Ryan, why are you the only one ever that redeems the Garfield?
You might just like it.
I know, I'm just saying, like, it's funny. Other people should redeem it.
Kara, why don't you talk about 3D printing for a minute?
What do you want to talk about?
What have you 3D printed yesterday?
Yesterday? Did I 3D print anything
You
yesterday?
did.
Was it the egg?
Yes.
I thought that was the day before. That was the
No.
day before.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It was yesterday.
Was it yesterday? Okay, so I 3D printed a
'Cause I was at
snake
work and I
egg,
came
dragon
home.
egg thing. It's super cool.
Except one layer.
Yeah, 1 or 2 layers. It did not print
The
the
exterior
walls.
wall.
It printed the infill,
It's
but
absolutely
not the walls.
perfect.
Up until that point. Like a few of the lower layers, my printer, if anybody has a fix for this, let me know. But a few of the layers, if it's going up like this, it tends to get a little funky. But then, like, I'm sexy and I know it. But then as it went up, it became perfect. And then one point around the egg, a perfect all the way around, inside and outside. It didn't print the walls, it just printed the infill.
Weird.
Oh. Is my hair's back.
Kara is a different woman around Snapchat. She gets giggly and laughy.
I think Snapchat's hilarious. I'm just saying. Look at my
You look like
butt's still there.
Zuko. Fire Nation.
You guys have said it so much that I might just accept Fire Nation and I'm going to start burning y'all.
You're going to shave your whole head.
Yep.
And just leave this.
Yep. Can you imagine if I showed up to work like this, what my patients would think? I mean,
I'd burn
I'm
it
just
off.
saying, people would probably assume that I was a cancer patient. If I did eyebrows, hair, everything, I think that would just be the natural assumption.
Rye Dog prefers more Snapchat filters, Chris.
Well, we'll get it. I don't know how many channel point redemptions we can even have. I don't know if there's a cap or not.
Got it.
So I'm going to try and figure that out and then sort of curate a good list of filters here. So I'll just show you guys. I hit generate and then it gave me like this horrible, like, this thing talking about like who's like producing it or whatever. So I hit generate again because it got to official plot synopsis and then stopped. So then I just hit generate again. So we're just going to go from this part down.
Weird. Okay.
So Ben
Ryan said he would pay
Kenobi.
bits.
Ben Kenobi reveals to Rey that she is a Jedi, one of the last of her kind. However, the evil First Order is rising in the galaxy, and they believe Ben is a threat. Rey then embarks on a journey to find Luke Skywalker, who disappeared after leading the Resistance to victory over the First Order in the Battle of Yavin. Along the way, she meets new allies, including Poe Dameron and Finn, and encounters Kylo Ren and his faction. The Resistance has a lot to fear, as Kylo Ren's master, Supreme Leader Snoke, an evil hologram, commands the massive forces of the First Order. So that's like that is episode 7, basically.
That is pretty darn impressive.
So it's debatable whether or not AI actually wrote that movie.
It's true. It's true.
Bradsworth didn't realize how correct he actually was.
Bradsworth.
Why is Drop being such a turd right now?
Because it wants to be. Because it wants to be.
Yeah, it's still not working. Oh, there we go. Jeremy got it. All right, so we've got 2 left to do. I know that this kind of like stop and start, but you guys can vamp for a second.
Yeah, Jeremy, talk.
We'll do the 2, and then Kara has to do our movie review.
All right, that's right. Gotta think about it. We watched on Monday, so it's been.
Our life has been
few
consumed
days.
by Ewan McGregor.
It's true.
Absolutely consumed. We've been watching Halston, which is about him being a fashion designer in the 60s and 70s.
Don't watch it with your kids.
Watch it.
You can talk a little bit louder if you want. When you talk that quiet, because I have this set for like when you guys get loud, it comes through incredibly low.
Ewan McGregor has been ruling our lives. So yeah, we've been watching. So we watched Big Fish, Halston, Kenobi on Wednesday when that came out, and then last night we actually watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original live action one.
Yep.
What'd you think of that one?
It was good. It was good. It was.
You were invested in it.
It was.
She was worried about Splinter, although she says Splinter is a bad guy name.
Splinter is a bad guy name.
No, Shredder is a bad guy name.
Splinter is also a bad guy name. I am just saying.
I don't think that maybe it's because I grew up with it. It's a good guy name.
See, I didn't. So like,
Master Splinter.
if I hear Splinter,
Splinter
like,
Cell.
when you get
Fisher?
when you get a splinter in your foot, you don't want that. Just saying. But overall, I thought it was. I mean, it. Like I told Jeremy last night, 1,000,000,000 times better than Surf Ninjas. But I mean, it was good. It was good. You know, I mean,
Casey Jones is legitimately awesome in that movie.
yeah.
We do all need to play Turtles, Ryan. Except Chris. Kara wants to be Leonardo.
Yep.
Why?
Why not?
Because that's my character. No, I'll play Casey Jones. He's way better anyway.
There you go.
You can have crappy
But I
Leonardo.
want it to be all turtles. Would you be willing to be Michelangelo?
I'll do Michelangelo. It's fine.
He's orange.
It's just, yeah.
Well, you're leveled up as Leo, though. She isn't.
Leonardo's my
that's
favorite
why.
artist.
Well, either way, at least one of us is going to lose our powers. So
She doesn't have any power.
yeah, she doesn't have any, and whatever, it's fine.
No,
All
I
right.
can.
I'll do Michelangelo.
It's fine.
He's all right. I think
funny,
he's like
too.
my second or third or fourth favorite.
He has. All right, read the generation, and then Kara's got to do Big Fish, and then
We've got one more after this too.
it's already 8:26.
Maybe I'll do my review while you're.
Yeah, while I'm generating the next one, you do your review.
Yeah.
Okay, so whole opening crawl. First orders, blah, 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 blah. But they're not the only ones in pursuit. With the fate of the galaxy in jeopardy, Leia leads a last-ditch mission to steal the Star Destroyer Sithon and deliver the artifact to the Rebels' only hope, Luke Skywalker himself. When Luke arrives, the look on his face proves he's no longer the legendary Jedi Master.
That's right.
What has
Right,
happened to
Johnson
him
was like,
since he
"Yes."
left the rebellion? Now, Luke and his only remaining allies will face a familiar foe with deadly new powers in an epic adventure to save the galaxy from annihilation. That sounds pretty freaking cool. Leia stealing a Star Destroyer? Are you kidding me?
Right? I mean, up until the point where they said Luke is no longer the Jedi that he was.
That's true, though. That's
It
what happened in
is
the
true.
movie.
That is what happened in the movie, but I didn't like that. Like,
I wish
what
it
they
would've
did
said,
with
like-
Kenobi was one thing. But to make Luke be like, my lightsaber. No.
You hate that lightsaber throw.
I
I'll tell you
hate
what.
that with everything in my soul.
I wish that thing would have went. And then Rey looked in the mirror at 800 copies of herself and went snap, 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 snap.
Yeah, nobody understands what that's all about.
All right, do your movie review.
All right, my movie review. Big
Unless you want
Fish.
people to come back next week.
We watched it Monday. Favorite scene in Big Fish? I don't know.
Pick something.
I know. I'm trying to think.
Well, what's your least favorite one then? If you have a least favorite.
I don't know. The whole movie was just a little weird. Like, I would not say it's at all my favorite. I don't need to watch it again. I'm fine with having watched it that once. Never need to see it again. Let's see. Okay. Favorite scene. Trying to think. Trying to think of a scene I liked. It was kind of like the whole, maybe when he was hanging out with the giant, that was kind of fine. I don't know. There was nothing really that stood out to me like, this is good. You know?
Okay. And there's nothing that says this is bad then either.
Yeah, it was just kind of a movie.
So the movie was just meh for you overall, huh?
Yeah, I give it a 6.
All right, so who would you well, I mean, you guys have been watching them on Sundays and coming in and doing it on Saturday for a while. That's fine.
What?
Jeremy said that Karen needs to watch movies closer to review time, which is still technically you interrupting her review. Just so
It's
you
true.
know.
I do need to watch them closer. But
She didn't see it. You read it.
Yeah, well, because that's my job is to read the comments.
okay, I know what my least favorite scene is, actually.
Okay.
It is during the main character's son's wedding. During the wedding, he gets up to tell the dad, Ewan McGregor's older self, gets up to tell his infamous story about catching the big old catfish that's in the lake, right? Mm-hmm. And at the wedding, the son pulls him aside and he chews him out. And from that moment on, he doesn't talk to him until his dad is literally dying. And so that part to me is just cringy, just like, you know, like to be so mad at your dad that you would be like, I never want to see you again. And then you literally don't until he's dying, like 7 years later.
Jeremy?
What?
I don't know. Jeremy might have a different opinion about being so mad at your dad. I never want to see him again.
It's just oil and water.
It's just a joke. Anyway.
And then I guess then my favorite scene would be kind of when he has accepted his dad's crazy stories, and at the very end the dad is dying in the hospital and he's like, this isn't how I'm supposed to die. And so then the son starts telling him his version of how his dad dies, and he talks about how they escaped the hospital and they
They meet up with all of his friends, right?
Yeah, they end up going through the woods. He like lifts him up out of the car and he's light as a feather, and they're walking down to the river and they're passing by all of the friends from the stories and stuff like that. And he puts him in the river and he becomes a giant catfish. So I liked that. And then at the very end, when you find out there is a little bit of truth in all the dad's stories, like there really is that giant. And there are the Asian twins, except they're not conjoined, they're twins. And so like, I mean, I guess that'd be my favorite.
So then you said overall it was like a 6 out of 10. Would you recommend it to anybody? Who would you recommend it to?
I don't know. I feel like if you like, is it Wes Anderson who kind of has weird movies?
Yeah.
If you like Wes Anderson, I think you would like Big Fish.
That tracks, because I like Wes Anderson movies and I like Big Fish.
There you go.
So and you said you're never going to watch it again?
I don't need to. I'm good. To me, there was no real, like, I'm not hating on it. It's just, it's a meh movie for me.
Just solid.
Like,
all right.
Yeah. It's just like, to me, there's no purpose to the movie.
It's an examination of a relationship of a father and his son or
and
whatever. You wouldn't get it. You're a girl.
So, I mean, it was, a 6.
All right, fair enough. Jeremy, do you have any quick thoughts before I do the last one of these?
No, I think if you watched it one more time, you would appreciate the end more. Because when we think about it and discuss it, I was like waiting for a payoff because the way there's like story being told.
Yeah, like the city inspector was kind of.
I was waiting for like a big pizzazz.
Yeah, and
like,
there
payoff,
wasn't.
and then it's sad because he's dying. It was just kind of sad, I guess. But the more we talk about the ending, the more it's like, the dad lives on through the stories.
Well, and then you're expecting this big death at the end because he kept on saying, this is how I'm supposed to die. I know how I'm supposed to die. It's not how I'm supposed to die. And then he literally dies in his hospital bed.
But anyways, and I'm not doing a review. I just, literally the only part that was a little weird for me or a little part that was confusing was when he arrived in Spectre for the first time and they're like, we were
expecting you, but you're here early.
I just didn't get like the symbolism of that. That was the only literally it, but the rest of it is all really fun. Danny DeVito, Ewan McGregor, the giant, just everything was really cool.
Oh, Cam just barely missed.
You have been annoying me because we kept trying to figure out what movie you watched with Rachel McAdams in it. And it was Big Fish.
It's a Notebook. Oh, yeah, it was Big Fish. Thank you.
We kept getting, I was like, it's not Turtles. And then there's another movie we were watching.
Yeah, it was Big Fish. Thank you.
All right, Chris, wrap it up. Then we got to get going.
All right, so this is...
Ooh, this one might...
This is episode 9.
Ooh, this one's going in.
Meanwhile, Supreme Leader... Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. It did a weird thing where it did this one paragraph, then it started doing an advertisement for... like the movie again, so I just deleted it out and hit generate some more. The galaxy has heard a mysterious broadcast, a threat of revenge in the sinister voice of the late Emperor Palpatine. General Leia Organa dispatches secret agents to gather intelligence. Rey, the last hope of the Jedi, trains for a battle against the diabolical First Order. Meanwhile, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren rages in search of the Phantom Emperor, determined to destroy any threat to his power. The Force Awakens. 50 years ago, the most devastating conflict in galactic history began. Emperor Palpatine summoned Jedi Master Yoda to bring an end to the light side-dominated Jedi Order. By assassinating Jedi Master Sharon Pale, and by calling the Council, Palpatine forced all the Jedi to compete in the most dangerous quest in the galaxy, to the exodus of the Jedi. With Jedi Master Tenku Meli, I kind of want to see where this goes. I want to see... Lost to the shadows, and Jedi Master Anki Stark imprisoned to the ice planet Rogelius, Yoda is the only Force-sensitive Jedi left, and the only one to see this treacherous threat. At the request of Skywalker, Yoda joins his quest and is thrown back to the dark side. Yoda returns to face the true danger. Will Yoda return to this Jedi life and his Jedi friends? Star Wars: The Last Jedi, Adalan.
That was a fun ending.
So
tune in next week, kids.
That could have been what episode 9. Can you imagine Yoda coming back, joining the dark side in an effort to defeat the dark side, and then wondering whether or not he'll be able to come back from the? That would have been amazing.
That would have been intense.
It would have been more to me. It'd be more plausible for Yoda to come back than Palpatine.
Yep.
I agree with that. All right,
because he wasn't shocked to death and chucked down a bottomless pit.
Ooh, Vile Mods. We're going to raid Vile Mods.
Yeah, do it.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody who joined us this evening. Hopefully, we had some fun. Vile Mods is awesome. They do a bunch of customization on Nerf blasters, and they were super friendly last time we were there. So we go ahead and rate them again. I apologize to those of you listening to the audio-only version of the podcast. Again, you can join us live Saturday nights, 7 p.m. Central on twitch.tv/Rise of the Podcast. Or you can watch on youtube.com/Rise of the Podcast if you want to catch up on any of our old episodes. But once again, thank you everybody so much for watching. And of course,
may the force be with you.